Hey, this is Kevin Coyme in Austin, Texas. I'm here today with Crystal Victoria of Target Evolution. Crystal was one of our venture access entrepreneurs that then gained access to Venture Forth, and she happened to be here in Austin, Texas with us today. It's a little bit cold today, as you can tell, kind of surprisingly cold in April, but I wanted to have her talk a little bit about what she's up to. She's doing some amazing things with entrepreneurs here in Austin, Houston, and in Dallas. Crystal, thank you for coming on to this informal get-together video. Thank you for, it's always inspirational to work with you. Can you tell us a little bit about what's the challenge that Target Evolution is taking on?
So the challenge that Target Evolution is taking on is implementing and ensuring that teens and underserved communities have access to entrepreneurship education. So our focus is going into the places and the areas where typically no one wants to teach entrepreneurship because they just don't think that there's any creativity there. And we take it there and we say, let's bring it out of these people and let's see how we can create programming that fits them. And so that's what Target Evolution essentially is about. Now, our main focus area is low-income teens. Teens in low-income communities, in urban inner-city high schools. That's our main focus. But we are all about entrepreneurship education for underserved areas and markets.
Got it. So you've told me this, you have a number of different stories, but do you have one that you might just tell us, like give us a specific, one of your entrepreneurs. Tell us his or her story.
Okay, so one of our entrepreneurs, and I'll use the story of a teenager, and we'll call him Steven. So Steven was having trouble in high school. He wasn't happy, and his mother noticed, and noticed that, you know, he was kind of starting to hang around the wrong crowd, and that he just genuinely wasn't happy with school. And so she wanted to find ideas. She wanted to figure out how to help Steven. And so typically the story would go, before Target Evolution gets involved, is, you know, she would notice that he's having trouble. Steven would go off track, end up in trouble. Next thing you know, Steven's in jail, in institutions, and hopefully not dead on our streets, right? And so where we step in is when parents start noticing their kids are having issues and acting differently. That's when we say reach out to us, because that's when we want them. And what we want to do with them is turn them into entrepreneurs. So in the story of Steven, Steven was a young kid that was on the verge of going in the wrong direction. Mom saw him, caught it, said, hey, let's call Target Evolution, see what they can do. So Steven comes to Target Evolution. He starts a small business. He ends up liking it. And so as a byproduct of that, Steven's grades improved. He becomes more active in school. And Steven's first business helps him to pay for college, helps him to buy a car, and help provide for his mom and family. And so that's the type of kids and teens that we're looking at producing with Target Evolution.
Yeah, it's really exciting because so those that have known me for years, for 15 plus years, I've been talking about how entrepreneurship can be a vehicle of transformation. So it's really inspirational to hear that story. What's the challenge that you had to overcome to build this as an entrepreneur? I know that, and we've shared a lot of different stories and stuff like that, but maybe there's a challenge that you might share with our viewership that said, hey, this is something that I took on and how I overcame it.
So, the entire concept of designing a nonprofit organization was a challenge, especially one that wanted to embrace and figure out a way to educate and create programming in what I call such the new science of entrepreneurship. Doing that and taking that concept and this education to markets in which it hasn't been tested was an issue. It was hard because people were like, they're not entrepreneurs. They don't care. They lack, they don't know math. They can't read. They can't write. And how are you going to overcome this? And some, they giving me all that. They don't have any money. And I'm like, all of the reasons why you're saying they shouldn't have it is all the reason I can tell you they should. Okay, I have seen in several instances, and I will say going back to prison ministries that I've done, and I'll give you a great example is AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and Narcotics Anonymous. it has been proven, and they will tell you that there has been people that wanted to get sober, wanted to change their lives, did not know how to read, but when they handed them that the AA Big Book or the NA book, they learned. Okay, and so what I'm telling people is, let's not worry about what they don't have, because if they really want to change, they will learn. And I think there's something to be said about that. And I think the fact that they don't have the opportunities exposed is the reason they don't try. You're dealing with demographics that are hopeless, that don't have the opportunities, and lack motivation because they don't see it. It's not there. And bringing that to them gives them hope. It gives them hope. It gives them a new identity. It gives them an opportunity and a chance. And that's all we want everyone to have, is a fair, equal chance, whether you use it or not. Okay, you should at least have the opportunity. You should at least have the chance.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, even in my own personal story, again, it's like I didn't even know what an entrepreneur was, and so if you don't know even just that basic information or have that access to the vehicle, then it's impossible to do.
Right.
So, and the people that are listening, maybe there's a request that you'd like to make. What would help propel your venture from where it's at, and all the different students you've already touched? What would propel it forward? What would be a request that you'd make to our audience to just help you support you in your mission?
So a request that I would have is for, if you know of any inner city high schools or low-income areas, I even say public housing, penitentiaries, church ministries, anywhere that there are youth that you feel like, or that that are headed in bad direction, or that need guidance, that need mentorship, that need access to the opportunity to make legal money, right? Legal money. I say that because there's a lot of entrepreneurship in these communities, just illegal, right? So if you know of any communities, schools, churches that are trying to tackle this problem, connect us. Allow us the opportunity to come in and share our opportunity and see how we can collaborate with those organizations and those entities. I think it's important. I'm all about collaboration. There's no one size fits all solution for anything. It's like, it's going to take all of us. It's going to take a community. It's going to take mentors. It's going to take teachers. It's going to take small business owners. And so we would love to have the interest of the communities and all of those vested parties that have to do with the economic impact in the communities come together and help us to build and help us to create these programmings and to reach these youth, to mentor these youth, and to provide an equal opportunity for entrepreneurship.
Beautiful. And in fact, in the work that we're doing with around the Tech Ranch and the Impact Innovation Network, we're looking at one of my meetings later today here in Austin is specifically looking at how we can leverage the materials that Crystal and her team have created and then take them into other countries. So that will be happening. So how do they get a hold of you? Like, what's whether it's email, Twitter, Facebook, how do they find you to reach out to you?
So you can always reach out to us on our website. It's targetevolution.org. Our email is targetevolutioninc@gmail.com, and I will leave a phone number. Please call. Give us a call, 214-830-4677. Once again, that number is 214-830-4677. Also, feel free to reach out to us on social media. See what we're doing in the community. We're pretty active. And our handles are at Target Evolution on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and as well as Teen Biz Camp. We have Teen Biz Camp for our summer business camp that we do, and you can find us the same way on the social medias at Teen Biz Camp. So if you look at any of those handles, you're able to contact us, reach out, send comments, send messages, give us feedback. Even we're open to suggestions on how we can improve. So make sure that you contact and reach out to us so that we can help do our part in creating a better, more humane society for us all.
Beautiful. Well, it's always an inspiration to hear the stories of how you're shaping lives. So thank you for today. Keep the work up, and keep on going forward, and let's push this forward together. Thank you.
Evan. I appreciate you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. And now let's get inside because it's cold.